Hi. So, we are in Livingston, Texas. We have the Bear Chase Marathon tomorrow in Groveton, Texas, and this is the closest we can find the hotel room. But we're going for a marathon run. And what did you forget?
I forgot my running shoes. I have Converse. That's all I have with me.
Brilliant.
I drove in from Austin. It was a bluster. We're trying to get out the door. It was a mess. They were hanging up to dry because we're gonna go find some shoes. And I'm gonna run a marathon in new shoes.
Okay.
Good morning. So, one thing we forgot to mention today, should do this. One thing we forgot to mention today is a few days ago, Right Nut's grandfather passed. And so I believe that his memorial service is today. And so to honor him, we have made these little signs. Apparently this was from Christmas a few years ago.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, excuse me, Thanksgiving a few years ago. So, any thoughts?
Miss your grandpa.
Yeah.
You know, he gave me your name, so I should miss you a lot.
But yeah, this is to honor him, and probably, well, it's gonna be a good race. We'll let you know how it goes.
He only has 3 years to catch up with me.
There's a break 3 years ago.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? This is gonna be fun.
These are grandma's. Park? Yes. Park. It used to be Park. Yeah. Park.
Me. He wears the Jinka. He wears the Jinka 7.
15 seconds.
Yeah, next time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On go!
You can do it, almost there. Looking good. Come on, downhill from here.
Okay, everyone, the 5K starts in 30 minutes.
There's the turnaround. Oh, this trail is gonna kill me.
Anything you want on the table.
Water, how you doing? Good. Oh, just having fun?
Chasing bears, yeah. There is brown bears in this park around here. They're brown bears, the government or whatever.
Oh dear.
Order Gatorade?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
All right, on the way back. All right. past mile 7. This trail's gonna kill me yet. This part's not so bad. Goku runner just passed. Gonna get my damn GoPro to work before he passed me. Still doing the half? Still doing the half? Yeah. I don't know. About halfway there. We're exhausted. So we kind of halfway made the decision to drop down to the half before we started. So I gave Lunchbox half my fuel. So, but this is for Grandpa, so I can't waste out. So hopefully there's enough tails in the car I can make it. So here we go. Alright, found 5 gels. Still got a pretty good chunk of half go juice left. Let's get this done. 13 miles left. Some more people coming in for the half. Holy crap, my legs hurt. We'll get there. I'm gonna try it.
Good for you. I'll see you there.
You gonna drop?
Yeah, I'm too hot.
Maybe not. Let me just take the swig.
Okay, sorry. Good for you. I'm glad you didn't drop. Really glad.
Oh, suck.
Oh, I'm dropping. Make no doubt.
There we go. 11 more. Here we are. Back at the turnaround. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. Grab some water. Keep on back to the finish.
I need a minute. They're all washable.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
About 6.5 left. Oh man. Here we go. Back on these trails that are trying to kill me. Mile 22. So for these last few miles that I'm having to walk a lot of, I'm gonna share a grandpa memory. First one that comes to mind is whenever we'd go over there, we'd build puzzles. Just, you know, something to do, sit around and talk, hang out. But we had one, like 500 pieces, orange turtles. I want to say it was the second movie, like the movie poster. That's pretty cool. Mile 23. Whew, sorry. Car. This mile, I'm remembering my grandpa's, his bubblegum machine, well, candy machine. He always had peanut butter M&Ms, and he made sure to have some in there whenever we came over. So that was pretty awesome. We just had a problem finding coins for it. But we usually raided my mom's cup holders before we went into his house. So that was fun. I could go for some peanut M&Ms. I could go for some of them right now. Oh, coming up on the second to last aid station, I guess. 3 miles left. Oh, my feet are killing me now. Oh. All right. Mile 24. I want to hurry. This dude behind me didn't catch me talking to myself. So 2 miles left. This memory is of Easter. Sometimes we go over there and they wouldn't do the normal, you know, hide eggs places and you had to go find them. They would hide stuff around their property and give us clues, like this is where it would end up if you sent us letters, or when you sent us letters or something like that, and it would be in the mailbox. Or, you know, this is where Grandpa likes to hang out. It'd be like on his in his study or something. That was pretty fun. And they had good candy too. Yeah, here we go. 2 left. Mile 25. Oh my god. It's 2 memories this time. Because I'm not sure I'll be able to do it at 26. Because there'll be so many people watching me and think I'm a crazy person. First one is in Grandpa's basement. He had this like man cave, what they call it now, but it had a pool table and I think it had a bar and a TV and stuff. But it was always fun to go over to his house because he kind of taught us how to play pool, taught us about trigonometry, even though he didn't really call it that. But pretty smart guy. Might have to get a pool table. Maybe I can teach Lunchbox how to play. But I'm sure he was absolutely thrilled that a bunch of kids played with his pool table all the time. And then the mile 26 memory here is swimming. Most of the time when I was growing up, at least pretty young, my arm is exhausted. He and my grandma had a pool, which we thought was awesome, which pretty well was. So every time we go over there, we'd go swimming. He did this thing that I remember very vividly. Whenever he'd come up out of the water, he'd like do this with his head really fast, and this like perfect stream of water would like hit both sides of the pool. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Tried it, almost threw up. But after they moved, they took me, my sister, and our cousins, Megan, Michelle, to, I forget what it was called, but it was like this rec center that had all these really cool pools and stuff, water slides and all kinds of fun stuff. So that was pretty fun. Oh, and he loves Superman. Kind of got me into the whole superhero genre thing. And Superman is still my favorite.
Somebody else, they got out and picked him up, set him up, and called the ambulance. They called the bus and they called the ambulance. And they were out there within 5 minutes, he said. And the year before that, somebody brought somebody in. There you go, finish strong.
26. Oh, the track is the hardest part.
Oh no, this is his third of the month. It was going to be my third of the month, but it needed to be my half marathon. Oh, he's getting lapped. You're getting lapped. Move it. How'd it go? You okay? We had a good conversation about the GoPro.
So, that was exhausting. I hurt so bad everywhere, but I'm glad I finished it. You did the half. How did yours go?
It went really well. It was really hot. The terrain was tough. I came into it with the intention, almost 90% sure I was going to drop to the half, and I'm not sorry that I did. But I'm glad that he finished it because he wanted to.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I should have dropped because my legs are beat. But we got through it. More to come.
Hey there guys, it is Motivated by Medals, and we are bringing you a race report today for the Davy Crocket Davy Crocket Bear Chase Marathon, Half Marathon, and 5K. We did not do them all, but one of us did each of one of the three. That was cryptic unnecessarily. Do you want to go first on the swag?
Well, here's our medal. It's just a plain lanyard that smells like BO/P somehow.
That's his medal. Mine is
they're
fresh.
Yeah, I've never had that happen before, but it's the same for marathon, half marathon, I assume.
Yeah, it just says Davy Crocket Bear Chase, Groveton, Texas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, and then when you won, or finished rather, you got a little bear. Here's my bear. And I was 16th, apparently, in the marathon. Mm-hmm. Although some guy ran past me right at the last second.
Oh, we have some good footage of that.
Which is rude.
Good for him, though. Have gas. Here's mine. I was 36th in the half marathon.
Mm-hmm. And then for the shirt, you got... I got a long sleeve and she got a short sleeve. But that has the date and kind of what it was. And a pretty cool little thing on it. And... sponsors on the back.
Also, there was a special event.
Short sleeves.
Yeah, that's my own fault. I changed it on my own. There was a table and I grabbed it. But honestly, I'm more likely to wear a short sleeve in this state. So, other than the long sleeves are nice. But anyway, also, the race director's birthday is on April 2nd. And so they did a little surprise for him at the beginning. I'm really glad we have these shirts. Unfortunately, I forgot that you were supposed to use a password at packet pickup and say hippie, and then they would give you the shirt, and then at the start line, everybody put them on real fast and we sang happy birthday to him, which I believe you have footage of.
Maybe. I was having trouble, but...
But anyway, it's really neat. And it's a great heirloom because Steve Boone is, you know...
He's done over 700 marathons.
Yeah, he's a hoss, to say the least.
That Seabrook one was his 707th. And his wife is, I forget, closing in on 350, but
yeah, just amazing. Yeah, and it was a good race. So I guess I will stop gushing. And do you want to give your race report first, since we did different races?
Yeah, the bibs are just, I don't know, plain. Mine has crap on it, yellow. So it was good. There's Grandpa. Honestly, the only thing I can think to take off for is that it was a loop course.
Right.
There was probably, you'll see in the start line footage, 150 people, if even that.
If that.
Maybe 100.
If you were 16th in the marathon, and you were not maybe there were 3 or 4 people behind you, and if I was...
There was probably about 40 people behind me. There was
really?
A lot. Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. My math's going to be useless.
But I finished at about 450.
Mm-hmm.
I was not feeling good. I got to the halfway point at 208, and I'm still not feeling very good. Like, most of it was leg pain. and foot pain specifically for whatever reason. But the first mile and a half of the course was on this dirt road. Then he ran 4 miles on paved roads, which were not really steep, but they were constant up and down, which was tough. Actually, I think it was mostly up going out and down going back. Seemed a lot easier coming back in. And then the last mile and a half before the turnaround was a dirt, I don't even call it a road, like a trail. And it had like fist-sized rocks almost, maybe her fist size.
Or golf ball size.
Yeah, just, I mean, it was like a packed dirt road and then had these rocks just on top of it. You're like, and then what it didn't have, it had like these, I don't know, the ruts had bubbles in them.
Yeah, it was almost like some large trucks drive down there regularly.
Yeah, it was pretty tough, actually.
It was the toughest part of the course, I think.
So, that was good. Started and finished in high school. You had to run around the track with everybody watching you. And you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I have that. You'll see that footage.
Um,
In fact, I think when he ran in, I was sitting at the stadium so I could see him come in, and you come off the dirt road, run past these cones through the parking lot, and then come through the gate, and then you kind of just hop up onto the track and finish about, I don't know, 3/4 of it or something like that. Well, I was sitting behind the aid station at the finish start line, and there were these ladies just chilling, great ladies, and they see him come in, and they're cheering for him, but then he stops before he walks into the stadium and walks a little bit. And one lady goes, "Oh, don't stop, finish strong." And I think I said something, it might be on there, I hope it's not on there, but something like, "He better move his you know what, because we have to check out of our hotel." Anyway.
Yeah, I actually heard that lady. How did you say that?
Yeah, you did, because I saw you wave. I thought, well, he's waving at me. No, he's waving at the lady who just told him not to quit, so.
Well, I wasn't quitting. I was getting my GoPro out to take a picture of mile 26.
Ah, okay.
So it was good. It was hard. There was a lot of cool people there. A lot of older marathon veterans. A lot of 50 State Club people, which I think people that run the 50 State is this guy.
Yeah,
and his wife.
Meaning he runs the website.
Yeah.
And the club.
So yeah, there was pretty good aid stations. I didn't really take anything but water from any of them, but they had like fully stocked with food and everything. Yeah, it was great. I really don't have anything to complain about. I had fun. It was hard, and I'm semi-sick and could use a nap.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to give it. I mean, most of the stuff I have on my GoPro footage anyway.
Sure.
But it was for Grandpa. He actually, I got to the first turnaround and thought, I can't quit halfway through. I mean, I want to have to finish it for him because, you know, now I'll remember it more than if I had just half-assed it. And every time we've dropped, which it's only been like 2 or 3 times, I've regretted it. Not just because I knew I could finish it, and we just dropped because one time she had to get back for her class, not to blame you. One time the park was flooded. It was the Big D marathon we have.
The Big D was because I had a paper due.
Okay, so it was school too.
Yeah, and then the flooded park, and then Tulsa.
Tulsa was the one I thought you had to get back for school.
But that's not what happened. Tulsa is the one where you woke up and said, "I don't want to do this," and I said, "Would you be willing to do it if we only did the half?"
That's not exactly how I remember it, but okay.
I can still see the hotel room. It was a compromise because I was ready to run the marathon.
Okay, so there's that, and it was freezing in Tulsa. But yeah, so I had some cool footage of the way back where we talked about Grandpa. So I'm glad I did it. Glad I finished it. I think that's marathon 11. I don't know. I haven't updated our thing in a while, but I will give it 4 out of 5 Keanu's. I still got to take one off for a loop course, even though it was a pretty good course. It's one of the ones I would definitely do again. Although they kept saying that was like the coolest it's ever been, so if it was 20 degrees hotter, oh my god, I would die. I would not be feeling it. Oh You can see my face is sunburned even though I put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
All right. Your
Okay.
turn.
So,
Oh wait, did I say 450?
you did.
Okay.
450 time. So I was excited about this race. Learned a little bit more about it at Lucky Trails. I actually emailed the race director during the Lucky Trails Marathon to ask the deadline for dropping down my race because I think
While you were running it?
no,
at
that
the
evening
hotel?
when we
Okay.
were laying in bed moaning, but because we were in pain. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. I met Goku Runner. I should have introduced myself, but he was busy, and I just kind of looked. Hi.
You fangirled him.
Yeah.
So I actually spoke with him, but that's a different story.
I'll stop interrupting.
Maybe. So yeah, so I had already had misgivings about having signed up for the marathon. I thought it was not a good choice for me. So going into today, I was ready to do the marathon, like thinking I could just get through it, but also I was concerned about the weather because Pearland, it's starting to get hotter here, and I don't do well with heat. And then, if it's humid, it's just miserable. So I need to find a way to acclimate. I'm interested in anything anyone has to say about how to acclimate to hot, humid, horrible weather and running. And a decent time, not just anybody could walk it, like a decent run. So this morning, we got to the race. They did they did this birthday surprise, which was really great. I saw a person I met at Lucky Trails. I saw Goku Runner and I introduced myself. And that was really fun. I was excited to see other people. And it just had this atmosphere. And then another person at the start line introduced himself to us, talked to us. I met some people as I was... Tom. That's right, Tom. I paced behind Nancy for a while. I didn't know that was her name. But couldn't keep up with her past mile 3 because of the heat. You want to say something?
I was just going to say Tom waved at me and said hi every time I passed him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Really good guy. So there was such a good atmosphere at the starting line, and you wanna be excited the whole time, and just there's some really good people who genuinely love what they do. And one thing I appreciate about this race is that like I said, I had emailed ahead of time to see could I change my race, but Steve made an announcement, if you need to drop your race, or alternatively, if you'd like to go to the full, just let us know at the start line. You shouldn't be penalized for that. I understand most races when they're planning, they have to know numbers, but I appreciate that they made that an option because sometimes you just have a bad race or things like that. So went out, loved the start of it. It was nice, and it wasn't cold, but it was coolish. But that didn't last very long. So I was doing pretty well. I was running about 11:30 intermittently. That's not my overall mileage those times, but I kept getting hot and I could feel it going to my face, and that was going to be problematic because if you overheat at mile 2, that's a long day. So I kept pulling myself back and trying to run slower, and I think until mile 3 I felt really good, but I just kept getting overheated, so I would stop and walk a little bit. I had a really hard time. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, the cats are on the floor. Kimmy was stretching like this, and Vincent just went right at her stomach.
They love each other.
Sorry.
The back loop where you do the turnaround, it's about mile 5.5 to 6.5, I think, or 5. Yeah, you go into it mile 5, you come out almost to mile 7. It was tough. On top of, I had forgotten my running shoes, and I was running in a brand new pair of shoes that were as similar to the ones that I run in that I could find, but they were different enough that they were giving me some trouble. I was having some shin issues, but also, despite being thicker than my other shoes, I stepped on a couple of rocks that were really sharp and they really hurt. I also, for some reason, forgot to take salt stick for the first 6.5 miles. I have no idea why I forgot. I just didn't think about it. I think this whole weekend was kind of rushed, starting with Friday when we were both coming back from traveling for jobs and forgetting my shoes. And so at mile 6.5, I realized I haven't had any salt stick. I took 2 cups of pickle juice and felt great and blazed out of that section until I stepped on the 2 rocks and they really hurt. Then when you get back to the pavement, I was trying. I started running, but I had overheated. I don't know how else to say it. We passed in that back section, and he indicated. I guess that's where he had his moment where he really felt like he needed to he wanted to finish the race and make it memorable and honor his grandfather. So I wanted him to do that because he wanted to do it, but I did not think that was a good idea for me. You find the only Walmart sack in the house, right? That look, though. So I finished. I got through. The miles ticked off really quickly, despite the fact that I was kind of struggling with the heat. And what I would do is I would run until my face got hot. Then I would stop and walk until my shins started hurting. And that's how I finished, until I saw him around my mile 11, his mile 14.
14, 15.
14, 15. And when I saw him, we switched bottles. I hadn't had almost any of the sports drink.
Right, so I didn't take any of the gels that I found in the car.
Good.
Which sucked because they were weighing down my pants the whole time. But
that is unfortunate.
I'm glad that I didn't have to, because they would have probably not worked very well.
Yeah, so I don't want to take in more fuel than I need, and I know if I'm walking more, I don't think I need as much. So we switched bottles, and I walked back. I didn't feel the need to hurry. I didn't want to get sick, and the overall purpose of this is fitness and fun. So the day was what it was. I was satisfied with it. I came in at about 3:09 something or other, which is slow, but I think everybody was slow today. So anyway, it was great. When I got to the end, caramba.
She says, what?
She's just sitting in it like she's just really cozy. So I got to the end, I dropped my race, went and changed. He had a shirt, I changed. I walked around, I talked to lots of people, which for me is fun. I love meeting new people, and I did get a chance to talk to Goku Runner. He's a great guy. We talked about a lot of cool things. Got to talk to Nancy from Houston, and we talked about a lot of cool things. Other people in the stand. I just floated around and chatted. Then around 11:30 is when I knew he should be coming in, so I got kind of close to the stadium and just waited for him. But the atmosphere, it's a small race. There's not a lot of people cheering, but the people who are cheering are absolutely genuine. And so I'm going to give this race 5 Keanus. Out of 5. I'm not a fan of the looped course, but I can let it go if necessary. However, for me today, this was not a looped course. This was an out and back. So
yeah, if I had run the half, it would have been a 5.
Yeah. So I'm getting okay with the looped courses, just because there's an element of looped courses that in some regard is easier than.
We need to just have a Vincent Cam where we do this.
We really do. There's an element of the out and back that in my mind is slightly easier than the mileage. What did I just say? A looped course can be easier in my mind than an out and back, because you're not paying attention to the mileage so much. You need to finish the loop. So I don't know. I think it depends on how you handle the mental game, or if other people even have to play a mental game. Am I the only one who's out there making deals with myself? So anyway, great race. Really glad that we did it. Definitely looking forward to a break at Easter. We're not running that weekend, but
yet.
No, 3-day weekend. We're taking it off. But yeah, really great people. Oh, that's the thing. I really want to do their Kingwood race. Apparently, the medals are epic.
I've seen pictures you can look on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
They're awesome.
Yeah. So that's all I have to say. I wish I could have met him. He seems like a great guy. He gave you his name, among other things. Your genetic history.
I don't know, he gave it to me as much as my mom stole it.
But yeah, so anything else you want to?
Hi, Mom. Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Hi, everybody else. Assuming you've watched this for 18 minutes plus whatever I took on the GoPro.
Yeah, so. Okay, well, hope you enjoyed the race report, and I guess we will see you next time.